Yep, sorry. I was on mute, as you might imagine. Okay, so the new chapters are being processed. We have 15 new chapters, including a Nogglestep chapter. That's fun. At Purdue University, we are trying to get these chapters added as quickly as possible because we are starting our regional coordinator meetings at the start of the semester. We have two new regional coordinators. That's um, Pat Linzon and William Harrer. I've already created emails for them based on previous instructions that I had Adam and some, know-how. But I'm looking forward to our meeting to see exactly what I did wrong. Not that I've heard that I did anything wrong. I'm just assuming parsimony or whatever. And then yeah, and so we've sent out via, I forget what it's called, something email merge, something like that. There's some technology that the youngins know that I don't know, um, but they know how to use it and they're able to use it effectively because we've gotten some good response from a number of our regions. Um, and the first regional meeting will happen this Saturday. Meeting I'm working overtime and making sure I get them all the resources they need for that. Uh, Specifically, I'm working on finalizing some preliminary language on what global membership will look like from a student chapter perspective. This is so that we've already gotten a lot of questions about it. We've got a lot of people afraid of potential dues that could be on that they could be facing by becoming a chapter. And so this is mostly to just kind of reduce people's fears, tell them what is for sure, leave out the things that aren't for sure. And I'm also interested in doing a live discussion on our YouTube page. So if you follow that link I posted in my notes, it doesn't actually go to the OSTEM YouTube. It goes to my personal YouTube where I am currently live. And so you can see me in my desk area. It's actually probably a few seconds behind, so there's going to be a weird echo for you. So you might want to mute one of us, probably them since I'm moving faster. But them, I referred to myself as them in the third person. It's really great. But yeah, so this is the kind of thing that I would like to do. There's a chat box for people to leave messages and in live, and I can answer them, and I can go through my entire spiel, and then it immediately records onto that YouTube page. So this is some of the things I was initially interested on for doing with OSTEM on Air. So I'd like to move forward with that. This event probably wouldn't happen until March, and yeah, so this kind of live feature is primarily used by video gamers. So I'm assuming, at least from the student perspective, it'll be something that they're used to, whether they go on Twitch or whatever. I'm assuming STEM students like video games. That's my shorthand. Okay, so then speaking of live discussions, we have the professional chapter discussion that my director, Mike Denoya, is doing. And that will be happening next Monday. He has talked to you, Adam, about using Skype for that, some sort of webinar thing that we've been trying to get working. So we're still processing that. I may ask that we do some sort of big social media push or something towards the end of the week once we've decided on that, one, that the Skype thing can work, and then two, that the exact time that he's doing it. Mike has a time, I just don't have it off the top of my head for it. So I think Mike may have emailed you, Amy, in that regard, but if not, we can try and email again to get just something sent out by like Friday so people in the blogosphere know it's coming for Monday. Also, on the point for professional chapters, something that came up at one of my membership meeting with my directors was that we'd really like to get back into the membership center so that we can poke around, particularly from an idea of, how does this serve professional members, and how we are planning on building it out and touching it again. I haven't actually tried to log back in. So you might just say, Adam, oh yeah, just log back in. So I'm not sure if there's certain permissions that need to happen there, but that is something we're interested in doing. So if there's any process that I need to go through, that my team needs to go through in order to jump back into that, please let us know. Okay, and then otherwise, last meeting I talked about the planning for the Committee on Chapter Resources. The Committee on Chapter Resources, that meeting was Monday. I planned it. I did not lead it. I want nothing, no leadership responsibility over it at all, and I'm ready to hand it off to John. Before he even gets up to speed, I will hand it off to him. So, but it went really well. I think we had some really great discussions about what resources were interesting, and I think by the next time the committee meets, we will have something to start snowballing off of. And the framework was really well. I thank Sintu, my director of student membership, for planning out the structure for that meeting and really building it out. Yeah, and if you did not attend and it sounds like something you really want to do, I encourage you to show up. Even if you just want to sit back and hear what's going on. I know it might seem like, oh, I don't want to put on a whole other thing that I have to do for the organization, but I was talking to Cortland this past weekend about how there were chapters for some Canadian LGBTQ engineering organization that they were using our chapter handbook. Their student chapters were using our chapter handbook as a guide for getting started. And so recognizing that the resources our organization builds have a farther reach than just our own chapters is important. And so putting valuable content out there is also very important. Okay, I'm good, unless there are questions.